Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Thursday Morning Yoga. I'm Danielle, and I'm excited to be here with you. We're going to start today off in a comfortable seat. If you have blocks at home or a strap, feel free to grab them. We're not going to use them heavily. You don't need them, but they might be nice to be able to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. So, starting out in our comfortable seat, you can prop the hips up on a block or a blanket or a bolster, or just sink into the earth. Hands on the knees, palms facing down, if you want a little bit more grounding energy this morning. Or you can flip palms up if you'd like a little bit more receptivity, or one palm down, one palm up. So welcome what's new and ground yourself. Close the eyes if it feels comfortable, or you can lower your gaze and soften it. Starting to tune in with the breath this morning. Checking in with where you're at. Taking an inhale. And an exhale. Dropping chin to chest. Starting to breathe through the back of the neck. Imagine the breath as a waterfall. As you inhale, feel the breath flowing into the back of your neck. And as you exhale, the water, the breath flowing out of your throat. 2 more breaths, just like that. Allowing the head to be heavy. Releasing all expectations. Beautiful. As we start to inhale, draw the left ear towards left shoulder along the collarbone. On the exhale, come back to center. And on the inhale, go right. Exhale back to center, tucking chin. Inhale left. Exhale center. Inhale right. One more full round at your own pace. Feeling every fiber, every muscle, every tissue in the back of your neck as you roll. When you finish, return head back to center, chin to chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release everything. And on the inhale, raise arms up overhead, gaze to thumbs. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bow the head slightly. Take a moment to thank yourself for making it to the mat this morning. Take a moment to set your intention for practice, to show up. There's nothing else you need to do for the next hour. Nothing else to consume your mind, but right here and right now. Beautiful. Inhale, raise head back to center, bringing hands just outside of hips. We'll stretch out the neck just a little bit more. On the inhale, bring shoulder blades together, heart up and open, and push down into the hands. The hands can touch the earth or they can float. On the exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Gaze is forward or slightly down. Shoulder blades together. Then push into the right palm of the hand. Starting to feel a stretch on the right side of the neck. If this feels good, stay here. If you want a little bit more, flex the fingers on the right hand so they face towards the ceiling. Nice. And if you want even more, start floating the right hand towards the sky, stretching deeply. You may even feel a stretch along the entire right arm. 3 breaths, 3 long and slow breaths. Allowing the body to open, and thus allowing the mind to open. Inhale back to center. Release the hands. Shake it out a little. Maybe knock head side to side. And then we'll come to the other side. On the inhale, shoulder blades together, heart up, look up. Start pushing into the palms of the hands. And on the exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder. Gazes forward or slightly down. Starting to feel a stretch in the left side of the neck. Push into the left hand palm. Deeply inhaling. If this feels good, stay here. If you want a little bit more, flex the fingers on the left hand, facing towards ceiling. And if you want even more of a stretch down the left arm, float left hand up. 3 breaths. Does this side feel different than the first side? Does it feel more open or less open? Final breath. Inhale back to center, release the hand. Move head to the left and to the right. Just allowing it to open up. Beautiful work. Let's roll over onto hands and knees, tabletop position. We'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow, stacking shoulders on top of wrists and hips on top of knees. On the inhale, drop the belly down, open up chest, look up. And exhale, round the spine, tuck toes, tuck tailbone, tuck chin. Inhale, drop the belly, open chest, look up. And exhale, tuck everything in, round the spine. Cat pose. 3 more rounds. Moving at your own pace. Feeling free to bring in the hips. Wiggling side to side. Maybe making figure 8s with the hips as you move. The practice of yoga is an intuitive one. It's a practice of calming and stilling the mind, so we can listen to the body. Nice. On the exhale, tuck toes and lift hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet if it feels good. Taking 2 breaths of movement to find 3 breaths of stillness. And when you found stillness, breathe. Inhaling and exhaling, sinking into the earth. Inhale the hips up and back. And exhale the chest closer to thighs. Nice. On the next exhale, bend the right knee, start twisting left and looking under left armpit. You'll feel a stretch in the left hip. We're here for 3 breaths. Deeply inhaling, pushing into the knuckles on the hands. And exhaling, release shoulders away from ears. Beautiful. Final breath. On the inhale, come back to center. Take a moment, notice how the body feels. We're partially inverted here, so the head may feel a little heavy. We're reallocating the lymph in our body. The lymph that takes care of us, keeps us healthy, but can't move itself. On the exhale, bend left knee, lift the heel, twist right, and look under right armpit. Feeling a stretch in the right hip. 3 breaths. Just allowing that hip to tell you what it needs this morning. Feel free to make a couple wiggles. Opening it up. Final breath. Nice. Inhale back to center. And exhale, lift heels, look to the top of the mat, and step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale with knees bent, spine rounded, roll up to standing. Arms overhead, gaze to thumbs. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment, pause in mountain. Arms alongside the body. Shoulder blades together, heart open. Feet pressing firmly into the earth. Treat it like any other pose. Beautiful. On the inhale, step to the top of our mat. And on the inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen fold. Inhale, bend knees, plant hands. And exhale, big step back with the right foot. Drop the back knee and untuck toes. On the exhale, plant the right hand. And on the inhale, left arm traces right arm towards the ceiling, twist left. Stay here for a breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. Planting left hand. Inhale, tuck back toes, lift back knee, and step to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Drop back knee, untuck toes. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. We're here for a breath. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, plant hands. Inhale, tuck back toes, lift back knee. And exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale with knees bent, spine rounded, roll up to standing, arms come up left. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Let's do the second side now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend knees, plant hands. And exhale, big step back with left foot, drop knee, untuck toe. Exhale, plant left hand. And inhale, right arm traces left towards the ceiling, twist right. We're here for a breath. Deep inhale. And exhale, plant right hand. Inhale, tuck back toes, lift back knee. And exhale, step to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, left foot between hands, drop back knee, untuck toe. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. We're here for a breath. Inhaling, lengthening, reaching. And exhale, plant hands. Inhale, tuck back toes, lift back knee. And exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend knees, round spine, and roll up to standing. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment and breathe here. Finding stillness. Hands at heart center or alongside the body. In Tadasana. Every inch of the body is awake, alert, steady, and easeful. On the next inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend knees, plant hands. And exhale, step, hop, or float to the back of your mat, top of a push-up. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. You can stay in down dog if it feels good. Or we have the option to come into a wide-legged child's pose. Bringing big toes together, knees out wide, and lowering hips close to heels. We're here in your resting pose for 5 breaths. Finding your stillness. Refinding your intention. Refinding yourself. Beautiful work. If you're in child's pose, make your way back to down dog. And on the next inhale, right leg comes back and up. Exhale, right foot between the hands, lower back heel. Warrior 2. Inhale, windmill the arms to a T. Front knee on top of front ankle. Shoulder blades together and shoulders down. Beautiful. Gaze can be off to the side or over the front hand. 3 breaths here. Spreading the mat like you're spreading icing. The feet pushing away from each other. The torso is light. Inhaling. And exhaling. Beautiful. Extended side ankle. Bend the right arm, place it on the thigh, and inhale, left arm up and over the top ear. We're making a nice, beautiful line from the back toe, the back heel to the top fingers. Gaze can be at the top hand or down, shoulder away from ears. If you want a little bit more, you can bring right hand down to the earth or to a block to extend the stretch. 3 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, being with the body. Beautiful. Inhale, windmill the arms back to a T, warrior 2. We're here for a breath. Inhaling. And exhale, flip the palms. Peaceful warrior. Left hand comes to the thigh. Right arm comes forward, up and back. Arching towards the back of the mat. Shoulders away from ears. As we inhale, breathe into the right side ribs. And exhale, arch a little deeper. 2 more breaths. Gaze can be up at top hand if it feels all right on the neck, or down at the back foot. Inhaling. And exhale, rise back up, warrior 2. 1 breath here. Imagine your fingers extending as far as the eye can see, apart from each other. Beautiful. Triangle pose. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Hips come back. Right arm comes forward and down. Left arm up. Gaze is up at the top hand or down at the front foot. Working towards stacking shoulders on top of each other. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful work. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And exhale, bring left hand to hips. And start bringing the left hip square to the mat. Bend the front knee. We're coming to pyramid pose. And you can step the back foot back about halfway. Starting to straighten both legs. Hands can stay at hips or blocks. Lengthen through spine. And exhale, hinge forward. Finding the point where you start to feel tension, where you start to feel sensation. Let's take 3 more breaths. Pulling right hip back in its socket. Finding the stretch. Beautiful work, everybody. On the inhale, slight bend in standing knee, or in front knee. Hands can come to blocks or come to hips. We're moving into warrior 3. On the inhale, come high on the back toes. Shift weight into the front foot. Start lifting the back leg. Pushing out of standing foot, standing leg. Square the hips. We're here for 3 breaths. Hands can stay at hips or come to heart center. Or perhaps float out wide. Gazes down. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, slight bend in standing knee, rise up. Arms up, left knee into chest. Gaze up. Woo. Working on balance. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands come back. Take a big step back with the left foot. Interlace hands behind the back. Turn the left foot out to about a 45-degree angle. We're coming to humble warrior. On the inhale, shoulder blades together, heart up and open. And exhale, hinge forward. Bowing the head, bowing the heart. Right hip is back. Interlaced hands can stay at the sacrum or come up and over. 3 breaths. Inhaling. And exhaling. Being with the body. Being with the breath. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up slightly. Release the hands and plant outside of the front foot. Come high on the back toes. And on the inhale, step to one-legged plank. Rolling through a one-legged vinyasa or coming directly to three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, fire hydrant, and make some circles with the hip. Ooh, opening it up. Nice. We've got this. Reverse your circle. Maybe flip your dog. That feels good. Nice. On the exhale, bring right knee to right elbow. On the inhale, right leg comes back and up. On the exhale, right knee to nose. And inhale, back and up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow across the body. And extend right leg out long, lowering it onto the earth. Come onto the bottom of the left foot. And inhale, left arm up. The side plank. 3 breaths, gazes up or down at the front hand. We'll have a little bit of release soon. We've got this. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, hips up. And exhale, look down at the mat, plant both hands. And slowly slide right knee to right wrist, lowering down, pigeon pose. Back knee comes down, scoots back a little bit. And if you can fit a hand under the right hip, feel free to place a block there. Staying upright or lowering down to release the right hip. Head is on something solid, maybe stacked fists, maybe the earth. We've got a nice long hold here. Allowing yourself to just release. Observing the breath. And observing the body. And finally, come to the mind. What is the mind telling you? Two more breaths. On your next inhale, starting to rise up onto hands. Walking hands closer to hips. Tuck back toes. Lift back knee. You can step to plank or downward facing dog. You can roll through vinyasa or just come to your resting pose. Down dog or child's pose. Have a couple of breaths and notice how the body feels. Take note of left side compared to right side. And then just release the observation. Beautiful work. If you're in child's pose, make your way back to down dog. And we'll come to the second side. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up and back. Exhale, left foot between the hands, lower back heel. Warrior two. Inhale, windmill the arms up to a T. Front knee on top of front ankle. Shoulder blades together, heart open. Gaze can be off to the right side or over the front hand. 3 breaths here. Spreading the feet apart from each other. And the torso is light and full of ease. Can you find stillness? Extended side angle. Inhale, bend left arm, place it on the thigh. And inhale, right arm up and over. There's a nice, beautiful line from the back foot to the top finger. And if this feels good, you can bring left arm, left hand down to the earth or to a block. 3 breaths. Gaze is to the top arm or down to the bottom foot. Inhaling and exhaling, finding your stillness. On your next inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Take a breath in and a breath out. Flipping palms. Exhale, lower right hand to the thigh. And inhale, left arm comes up and over. Peaceful warrior. Shoulders away from ears. Gaze can be at the top hand or down at the back foot. 3 breaths. As you inhale, fill the left side ribs. And as you exhale, arch back. One more breath. Inhale, return to warrior two. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Triangle pose. Inhale, straighten the front leg, get some relief. Exhale, hips come back, left arm forward and down, right arm in the air. Working towards stacking shoulders, bringing shoulder blades together. Gaze up at the top hand or down to the bottom foot. Left hand can stay floating or come to a block or perhaps the earth. 3 breaths. Finding your stillness. Great work. Inhale, rise back up slightly. Rebend the front knee a little bit. Bring right hand to right hip. Twist the hips so they're square to the earth. And then bring the back foot in about halfway. Pyramid pose. Inhale, start straightening the front leg. Lengthen through spine. And exhale, hinge forward. Where you start to feel sensation in the back of the left leg. Head is heavy, Shoulders away from ears. Pull the left hip back in its socket. Hands can stay at hips or come to blocks or the earth. 2 more breaths. This side may be different from the previous side. Different range of motion, a different tolerance. Meet yourself where you are. Final breath. On the next inhale, start bending the front knee. Bring hands to hips or up onto blocks at the highest height. Shift your weight into the front foot. Come high on the back toes, warrior 3. Start lifting the back leg and hinging forward. Hands at hips, heart center, or extended out long. Back legs lifted. 5 breaths. Hips are square. You've got this. Beautiful. With a slight bend in the standing knee, slowly rise up to standing, bringing right knee into chest, arms up in the air. Working on balance. Beautiful work. 1 breath. And then exhale, hands to hips. Take a big step back with the right foot. Coming into warrior feet. Bring hands behind you and interlace hands the way that feel a little funny. Extend arms out long. Humble warrior. Front knee on top of front ankle. Heart is open. And exhale, hinge forward. Head is heavy. Back of neck is long. Hands can stay at the sacrum or inhale, lift up and over. Three breaths. Finding stillness and ease. Inhale, slowly rise up, bringing hands back to sacrum. And exhale, plant hands on either side of front foot. Come high on back toes. And inhale, step to 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, hips up. Inhale, left leg back and up. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine, hips up. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, cross the body, pause here, and extend left leg out long, lowering foot onto the earth. Then lower right foot onto the earth as well. And inhale, right arm in the air. Vasisthasana, side plank. Gaze is down for stability. We're up at the top hand. Hips are up. 2 more breaths. We've got this. Inhaling and exhaling. Plant right hand. And slowly drag left knee to left wrist, lowering down for pigeon. Ooh, release. Nice. You may want to bring the left foot up a little bit, yogi's choice, and scoot the right knee back on the mat. Feel free to grab a block and place it under the hip. You can fit a hand under. Stay upright, or exhale, lower down onto forearms, either on the earth or on blocks. Bringing head to something solid. Perhaps that's stacked fists, or maybe a block. And breathe. Let it all out. You're practicing at home, so flubber the lips, let out the breath, release everything that's you're holding on to still. As we inhale, bring in all the air you can. And exhale audibly. Release. You've just done so much work on that hip. So much beautiful work. Strengthening. Now we're stretching. And silencing. Three more breaths. I know the body is tired. I know the mind is trying to run. You're okay. Inhale, starting to walk the hands back up. Releasing any props you had under the hip. Tuck back toes, lift back knee, and step to one-legged plank. Rolling through vinyasa. We're coming directly to down dog or child's pose. We'll have another couple of breaths for rest. Taking note of how the body feels here. Might feel nice to pedal out the feet slowly and consciously in down dog. Coming to wide-legged child's pose. Three breaths. Take it slow. When you're ready, making your way back to down dog from wherever you are. Rolling through vinyasa to wash it all away. We're just staying in down dog. Nice. On the exhale, walk feet up to meet hands. We'll play with a balance pose before we come to the earth. We'll work with crow We also have the choice to do Malasana, yogi squat. If you'd like to just work on Malasana, bring feet as wide as your yoga mat and exhale, lower down, hands at heart center, elbows inside of knees, and maybe heels up on blocks or a blanket if it feels good. For crow, we'll come high onto our toes, plant the hands, lift hips up, and then place knees on biceps. Starting to hinge forward, making a shelf for your knees on your biceps. And maybe you can lift one foot, maybe two. And just play here. Taking your time. Take 3 more breaths. When you're done, you're done. Stepping back into plank, rolling through a vinyasa. We're going directly to down dog for a few breaths. You can come to child's pose as well. That might be nice. Curling the body into a little rock, a little boulder. Let's take 3 more breaths. Wherever you are. So if you would like to start ramping down, go ahead and come onto your back. Otherwise, if you want just a little bit more, I'll walk through headstand. Now for headstand, when you're doing this at home, only do this if you can safely and comfortably come up into it without kicking. When we kick, it means that we may have a little bit too much momentum and we could hurt ourselves more easily. So if you can come into headstand safely without kicking, go ahead and do it with me. Otherwise, if you want to start ramping down, if you want to take a spot at the wall to practice your headstand, you can do that. There's 2 different ways that we can do headstand. There's tripod and there's traditional. I'm going to walk through traditional, but I'll also show you the setup for tripod. So bringing thumbs into your ears and pointer fingers to the top of the head. That's about where we want to have there when we're doing headstand. Beautiful. So for tripod headstand, from the knees, place hands on the earth, and then lower head onto the earth, giving yourself enough space to be able to have a 90-degree angle at the elbows. Tuck toes, lift hips, and then from here you can bring 1 knee and 2 knees onto the shelves that you make. And from here, slowly pushing up, bringing knees into the air. And maybe feet. We'll hold here for 10 breaths. Whenever you're finished with headstand, giving yourself a moment for the neck to traction out, coming into child's pose with the forehead flat on the earth, or into a shallow dog, releasing the neck. Twisting to the left and to the right. And then making your way onto your back to meet everybody else. If there's any pose that your body feels it missed before coming into Shavasana, or if you feel like you would enjoy a reclined Baddha Konasana with feet together and knees apart for Shavasana, go ahead and do so. Snuggle shoulder blades under heart space. Arms wide, palms facing up. Tuning into the breath. Coming back to your intention. And taking note of how the body feels. How the mind feels. Take a breath in. And release every observation. Release any need to notice, to hold on to anything. And just be. We'll be here for another few minutes. If you're in reclined Baddha Konasana, you'd like to switch to traditional Shavasana, go ahead and do so. And let the body melt away. letting go of any more tension that you have in the body. And any more tension that you have in the mind. Like a wave washes over footprints on the beach. Washes them away. Allow the wave to wash over you. All those footprints in your mind, big and little, old and new. And starting to invite a deeper breath into the body. Filling up the belly like a beach ball. Starting to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Making circles with the wrists, maybe with the ankles as well. Inhaling, stretching arms overhead, legs down below. Exhaling, bringing knees into chest. Giving yourself a hug. Rolling over onto one side of the body. Pausing for a moment. And when you're ready, pushing yourself up to seated. I will seal the practice with an Om. Feel free to join me or just listen in and enjoy. Wherever you are, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathing all the air out of your body. Deep inhale for Om. The light in me bows and honors the light in you. Namaste.